Hey, it's Patrick with Crossroads Coastal Inspections. Coming to you today with the third installment of a series that I've been doing called New Shingle Install and the Issues. The backstory on it, real quick, if you haven't seen the other two videos, is I was doing a home inspection, which led to an in-depth roof inspection and the issues that I found. So if you get a chance, go back and take a look at the first two videos. They address four other problems besides the two that will be on this video, from overhang to starter strip issues to bridge vent to flashing. But this one in particular today is going to cover install of the shingles with nail patterns and nail placement, as well as we're going to take a look at installing a shingle on the 212 pitch. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So what we got here, take a look at that middle picture, and you should notice there's one thing missing. So right here in this area right here, you should see some kind of nail. This here is your nail line, and there's not a single nail in it. So that was automatically a red flag. And I know it's probably hard to see on this video, but right here is the end of the shingle. So you should have a nail right here within the first inch or so, inch and a half, and then the pattern, depending on the manufacturer, because they all have a different variation, but they all pretty much require the same amount of nails. So take a look at the picture over in the right hand corner, upper right hand corner. So this is a CertainTeed shingle, and this is their recommended install pattern. So like I just mentioned, you can see there's a nail here, 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 and here. That's 6 nails. Typically on inland, you might see 5 nails, maybe 4. I would certainly recommend every bit of 5 and then 6 to get their 130-mile-an-hour wind warranty. So when a salesman guy or a salesman woman comes to you and says, hey, we can get you a 130-mile-an-hour wind warranty with this shingle package if you will buy it. That's true. They all offer that. All the major manufacturers of shingles offer 130-mile wind warranty, but the requirement is having 6 nails. So you need to make sure that they put 6 nails in your shingle, or that warranty ain't going to stand up. But back to the house I was talking about. So the first thing I noticed when I pulled the shingles up here, and this happened at various spots over the roof, I typically try to lift up maybe 10 to 12 different shingles just to kind of get an idea if there's a pattern, if this is a problem. Maybe this was a fluke. Maybe this guy just ran out of nails and forgot where to come back to. But this was pretty much throughout the roof. And yes, once I pull a shingle up like this, I'll put some roofing cement under it to seal it back down. So this is a problem. There's no nails in this area whatsoever. That's not good. So then if you look here at the left, we've got another variation of that problem. So you should have 6 nails. Minimum would be 5, and what you see is actually 3. And this is almost the whole length of this shingle. This shingle ends down here, and it starts kind of like right over here, but I couldn't quite get it all in the picture. So out of that whole shingle, 36-inch shingle, they've got 3 nails. There's actually 5 that they shot. There was one like right here, and then there was one right down here at the end, but they blew them through the shingle. So effectively, that nail's not doing anything. You can put it on the roof, but if it's not on the shingle, there's no point in having it. So out of this shingle, there was only 3 nails, and this is pretty standard of what I found at everywhere I looked and everywhere I pulled the shingle up. This nail right here is actually too low. So when this shingle lays down, you'll still see the bottom of that one, and we in the industry effectively call that a shiner, because when the sun hits it, it shines. So this was a problem throughout the roof. If you remember from the first video I talked about with wind uplift, when the wind comes over the top of the roof and it creates the high pressure, low pressure scenario, that wind is trying to pull that roof up. It's trying to pull it off. Well, if you don't have a single nail on that roof, or you don't have but 3 nails holding it down and half of them are shot through, the shingles are coming off. The only saving grace you may have would be this tar here, because it's new and it was warm this day. It will bond right here. But that bond's only going to last you a couple of years. That'll start to dry out if anybody messes with them. Wind will work on that over the years, and the seal will break. And once that seal breaks, there's nothing holding that shingle on. So that's the primary issues with this nail pattern, or the lack thereof. So let's go to the next slide right quick. So on this one, this was the roof that was on a 212 pitch. So right here, this is an app you can get on your phone. Once you calibrate it, the center photo, once you calibrate it, you can effectively use this to get a fairly accurate assessment of what that pitch is. So this is 1.9, so it's basically a 212 pitch, which is the minimum you can put a shingle on. So if you look at the right hand side here, this is install requirements for CertainTeed shingles, and it basically says that if you're going to put a shingle on a 212 pitch, then you need double felt or half lap. I've heard it called both, but double felt and a ice and water membrane. Ice and water membrane is a 1/16 to 1/8 inch thick piece of tar, basically, with an adhesive on one side. It comes in a 3-foot roll, a 3-foot wide roll. It's about 66 feet long, so it's basically almost 2 square rolls. And you can install that, but what you can't do is just have one layer of felt. So if you look at the left-hand photo, the first thing you should know is that this right here is missing a piece of flashing. The flashing should come up and then turn down the roof and seal that off, because this is downhill. So if you get rain and driving rain and it's pushing this way, the water is going to lift this. The water is going under the shingle. The wind's going to pull this shingle up, but the water will get under here and it'll start to rot and mess up your sheathing. So you can see that they've left that flashing off. And the other thing you should notice is that you've got the wood around, but this right here, just like on the house, this is the synthetic felt. It's basically a house wrap. It's a vapor barrier. But nowhere in the right hand thing, and I've spoken to a couple reps and some of the vice presidents of regional areas for these manufacturers, there is no exception for installing synthetic felt in lieu of 2 layers of felt or ice and water shield. So this portion of the roof is not right either. Now, the one thing you need to know, if you're getting a roof replaced, you're buying a new house or something, the one thing you need to know is ice and water shield can be installed on really any pitch. But if you're going to put it over a conditioned space, you really need to make sure that your ventilation's correct and that there's enough air movement, because if that roof can't breathe with the ice and water shield on it, you're going to have a whole nother series of issues that I can address later. This is on a covered porch, so there's no conditioned space below it. So ice and water on this section here would be perfectly fine, not an issue whatsoever. So that pretty much concludes this. The nail patterns are extremely important, especially if that's over a whole roof system like that. That roof is already set up for failure. And then if you've got a 212 pitch, you have to ensure that it's installed correctly. Or if you ever try to file a claim with the manufacturer, say your roof failed, they're going to be like, right here, it says you got to have this, and over here, you don't have this. So that's the other problem. So that concludes this series. I will certainly be back with more videos. Don't know if I'll do any more PowerPoint, but I'll certainly be back with more videos because I really enjoy doing it. And as always, if you've got questions or concerns, you can look me up on my website. You can leave me a comment here. I'll be glad to answer them and take care of them for you. And if there's anything Crossroads Coastal Inspections can ever do for you, just give us a holler. Give me a like, consider subscribing, and share the video if you feel you've got somebody that needs to hear this. I hope everybody has a great day, and as always, thank you for the support and thank you for watching.